Yeah, for sure. It's definitely opened my mind to more projects like these, where I can learn and hang out with more people. Like at the beginning of university, I was, like many others, very isolated and wanted to connect with others. And this lab offered the perfect opportunity to do so while still learning a lot of new things. And it's, I think, helps me a lot with my introvertedness and increased my confidence in public speaking a lot.
In the future, because you know we go through the courses and everything. When you start your session, they give you a like outline. So, you know, I have to study this chapter, that chapter, and then I have midterm quizzes, final assignments. Everything is like well written in advance, but for the challenge, it's a challenge and you go through it all by yourself. You design all the steps yourself. So I'm sure with the major I'm studying, because it's related to technology, I will have the same situation to go and design my steps myself. So apart from the teamwork that I told you about, I think in this matter, it's gonna help me a lot. And now I have experience. I know that if I don't have a timeline, I have to draw it myself. I cannot just start and take the first and second step and see what I will go, right? I need a timeline. If like there is no prof to design the outline for me, before I start, I have to design it myself, and then I start to take the steps.
I think that this experience has just inspired me to delve more into creativity, and that just even outside of this challenge itself, just incorporating pieces of that mindset into, you know, like daily life and daily activities, and just being more creative in that way.
A lot, in fact. I mean, first off, even the conversation with you, even the conversation with my mentors, from starting with you and going to my mentors of a data age, I met some really interesting guy, and they taught me a bit about myself. We had a really great relationship, and it made me a bit more understand of how do I want to position myself in the market. I want to be more of a thinker in the end, and not of a technical people. And really having to work with those five guys and trying to coordinate and bring an idea in an unstructured environment was eye-opening in terms of what do I want to do and how do I see myself. And I mean, really putting those skills and try to open a new area.
Like what I really liked about the innovation lab is that you stick with like one team, and that created a lot of like a lot more like familiarity with your colleagues and everything. So I feel like because of that, like you could be a lot more open with your teammates and just communicate your ideas better and solve whatever issues the people had. And it was just a lot more smooth near the end compared to the beginning, where I feel like everyone like kept a little front, but like at the end, like that kind of disappeared, and we were just like really honest with each other.
Yes, I'm realizing that, again, externally, I was talking with my group about this today, of just like this process that I'm very familiar with, where I don't know what to do. So I go around asking other people who I think would know what to do or would be able to give me good advice. I ask them for their advice and what I should do. And then often I don't really agree with it and don't want to hear it. And then I realize that I have to decide for myself and learn for myself what I want to do. So this was another like reiteration or reinstatement of that lesson of people don't know what's best for you except for you, and collaborating is different than like instructing, if you know what I mean. I really feel like I collaborated with my group with my mentor, I feel like we were kind of instructed, but then at times we were guided. So basically, the way it helped was that I just gained more confidence in my own kind of knowing and own understanding of what I need out of this project. And that is something I think, that's something I know that is like very useful for the future. It's very useful for right now. And Innovation Lab gave me a chance to practice that understanding just throughout the semester.
So I was pretty set. I'm graduating this semester and I'm continuing work for the place I've been interning for over the past year in the government. So I wouldn't say it's changed like my outlook on my career or anything, but it has gotten me really excited for other movements and foundations. And it's made me realize that even if I have a full-time job as a bureaucrat, I can still make different contributions outside of that. You know, it doesn't have to be my whole identity, and I can continue on doing movements like this despite having maybe a full-time job somewhere else in a completely different field.
So I never worked in anything multidisciplinary. And most of the time when you're working, you know, in classes, you're working with people that are of your same program, that have more or less the same knowledge base. So coming in and just sharing ideas with people of different fields was something I think that's very important for the future. And it's something that I think will be very necessary, because when you're working in different fields, I mean, everyone has different viewpoints, all coming from different areas. It's not the same thing as if you're doing a class project. So I think it really helped me develop like that basis that I'm going to need for my future. And also innovation always kind of intimidated me. I'm used to going into things with a very clear directive and knowing what the outcome needs to be. And even though I'll exceed at that, I just like knowing what's expected of me. So to not really know what's expected of me was very interesting. And though daunting, it was really rewarding. So I think in the future it will help me a lot, just having these skills that I learned.
Yes, definitely it has affected, and I can say like the major issue I was facing before is fearing meeting new people and connecting with them, especially if we are going to work on something. I feel like I should know the people that I'm working with before I start working on it, because I don't know how to put it in words, but I feel more motivated to get involved in other challenges and new experiences in the future.
I understand that sharing idea with the other person and getting feedback and help me to it give me the opportunity to understand evaluate my idea in a better way, in a real world. So as opposed to holding the idea dormant and doesn't never talk about those with other person, because maybe I think that I will be missed the opportunity. No, understand it's better to share the idea, and it helps you to evaluate them more effectively. And if there are a chance to develop an idea, it's sharing with the others, not just holding dormant.
From like really going for every step to truly think about like project management also. I know that's going to sound weird, but I kind of do see myself as a project manager even more now, because I know the steps to go through and I know how to go about like the first initial phase to the end, and then how to be more in a team. I knew I wanted to be a part of a team some way, somehow, but I felt like this challenge really helped me understand who I was as a person and how to be an amazing team player, and ending up with the reinforcements and positive feedback that I got. I really do feel like maybe I have a different career path somewhere in there for me.